Hey guys, it's your best fight friends. That's Rachel, and I'm Kelsey.
And we're going to talk a little bit about Terence Crawford and Bob Arum.
TC, baby! That was weird.
I'm thinking that we just got through. Just had Golden Boy and DAZN and Canelo just wrap things up. And on the heels of that, here we have another fighter and promoter who, seem like things just aren't...
Boy, that escalated quickly. Actually, I don't think it's escalated quickly. I think it's escalated.
I'm kind of like, hey, promoters, I don't understand this. How you're going to lose, great, fight. I don't quite understand it. But I don't know all the stuff that goes into promoting and, all that behind-the-scenes stuff. So
give us the quotes,
yesterday on...
But do it in a Terence Crawford way. Talk like him. Impersonate him.
AK and Barack. Is that how you say the name of their show? AK and Barack? I like to say Ak and Barack.
The way I say in my head is Ak and Barack.
Oh, you say Ak. I say
Ak and Barack. But that's not correct. I just do it in a funny way.
Anyway, you know them for DAZN, and they have a show, and Crawford quoted in response to Bob Arum's statements, "That's cool, that's cool. If that's what he said, then that's cool. Personally, if he feels that way, he can release me now. He can just release me. If you feel like you don't, or I'm not an asset to your company, you release me right now." And then he goes on to say, "Why wait till after the Spence fight? Just release me now. If I'm costing you so much money and I'm such a headache." I'm sorry, the last part was paraphrased there.
Rachel, you were channeling Bud Crawford's feelings. Completely legitimate feelings.
Yeah, that's kind of... So when I read that, I was like, you know what? He's being told this is what Bob Arum said. He's like, well, if he did say that, this is how I feel. So I didn't read that much into it. And then I went back to Bob Arum's statements, which made the news. It kind of made waves, his statements. And I think, didn't even Dana White over at the UFC even comment? Didn't he even kind of lash out?
Except that they always do that to each other often.
Looking for his opportunity to... So here's Bob Arum's quote. He's got to promote like Teofimo Lopez does. He's got to promote like Shakira does, like Mayweather did, like Pacquiao did. If he doesn't, then who the F needs him? He may be the greatest fighter in the world, but hey, I ain't going bankrupt promoting him. And so he goes on to say, I could have built a house in Beverly Hills on the money I've lost on him in the last 3 fights. A beautiful home. Nobody questions Crawford's innate tremendous ability. And then I'm going to skip ahead. The question is, does it pay the bills? Look, you can have the greatest opera singer in the world. If the fans don't support it, you're out of business.
Which is why I'm out of business.
I like how he brought in opera singer, something that everybody will just immediately connect to. And
yeah.
Anyway, here's my concern about it. Is why are you airing this out over national media? That's what I don't understand.
Well,
Bob Arum, go to your fighter, go to Terence Crawford and be like, hey dude, you are definitely one of the greatest boxers on the planet right now. But I just got to be honest with you, your last 3 fights, I have lost money on them. So if that's the truth, I have no idea. I'm just saying, go directly to Terence Crawford and say that. Why are you telling somebody else, somebody in the media this? That's what I don't understand.
Well, let me play devil's advocate, a.k.a. Bob Arum's advocate.
Okay.
No. Listen, the reason, I think, is because Bob Arum feels hurt. Bob Arum feels hurt because he's used his promoting ability to promote Terence Crawford as the best as he can. I'm sure that Bob Arum at least thinks that, and maybe he has done that. And then he reads stories at The Athletic about how Terence Crawford's lawyers sent a letter over to Top Rank, accusing Top Rank of not promoting the fighter to the best of its ability. And not only did they get that letter, which is kind of like a big thing or whatever, but then they read about it in the media. That means that somebody leaked it, right? That didn't have to become public knowledge. So it already was public knowledge. You feel hurt, you're feeling triggered, you're feeling defensive, you lash out. You lash out at the person. That happens a lot. They're both lashing out at each other. And this is just something that happens. It might just be time for Terence Crawford to move on because there's no reason for the PBC, Al Heyman, and that group to make fights with Bob Arum. And certainly Not when they sit in the catbird seat, right? I'm saying Earl Spence is a legitimate draw. It's going to be hard for Terence Crawford to get a 50-50 fight with him. And that's what Top Rank would push for. He wouldn't get that. Mm-hmm. So, Bob Arum already admitted that he could see Terence Crawford leaving for BBC. I asked Terence Crawford, fully expecting him to deny that he would leave for BBC, but he didn't do that. He had that chance. I think that he wants the biggest and best fights he can get, what's best for him. He'll ultimately do that, but I do think his contract with Top Rank isn't over yet. So we have a whole another year of this. I hope the two can still come together, finish out their contract, get Terence whatever fights you can get him, which might be Manny Pacquiao, could be other people too, and then, amicably split the way that Arum amicably split with Manny Pacquiao.
Mm-hmm.
He did not amicably split with Floyd Mayweather or Mikey Garcia. I will say that Mikey Garcia in Top Rank, since all that was a big thing. Remember, they're not, they don't hate each other now. It's good. Yeah. That's good.
Well, I think
it's all
you bring
about
up
business.
A good point in that sometimes you get maybe a little blindsided by things. So before both of this week's quotes all came out, right, with either guy talking to different media outlets, Terence just responding to Arum's comments, though, is that, yeah, you're right. Like, sometimes you get hurt and you lash out. So I know I do that in my own life. The big difference is that there's no cameras, media around who gets to see my feelings come out sideways, So, like, my feelings are hurt, but I lash out in anger. Nobody's capturing it on national media. Like, nobody cares. But these guys do have media following them around, and
I'll capture it.
No, I'm okay with people not capturing it. But yeah,
I can make it happen, Rachel.
So I definitely get that. I would like for the thing you do further is you get to a point where you're not lashing out in anger anymore. You can't expect
Bob Arum to be perfect.
But people aren't perfect. I'm certainly not perfect, and so I totally get that.
The Arum, I don't know. I expect more out of people as they grow older. I guess I shouldn't, but I don't know. I don't know. I think that they're just, he was hurt. Terence is still hurt. They're all hurt. Everybody's hurt.
Yeah. And I think that the other good point that you brought up is the idea. This happens in team sports a lot. I'm thinking about baseball where, it's been some years and it's time just to change managers, right? A manager leaves, another one comes in.
It's good. It happens at jobs too. People will go on to different jobs.
Yeah. So it happens, and so there might be time. Things have run their course, and sometimes people handle these transitions with grace, and sometimes they get handled a little bit differently.
It could trigger. Who knows what kind of
rejection, abandonment,
I have all
betrayal.
sorts of issues. So I imagine a lot of people are like me, and they have all sorts of issues that can get triggered around rejection or abandonment or betrayal, like you said, whatever it is. I'm sure that these are just human beings being human.
So my hope as a boxing fan is that we can continue moving forward with Terence Crawford in some way inside the ring, that we're not just stuck at this ugly kind of stalemate that brings out the worst in both parties, Where I get a lot more quotes like this that are super ugly. I don't like to see that in boxing.
We'll never turn on you.
Okay.
What?
What we like to see?
We'll never trigger your issues. We might.
More subscribers. We'd like to see more subscribers. So if you're watching this show and you haven't subscribed, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And thanks for watching.